a man carrying the weight of a billion people's hopes to become a conqueror of enemy territory. When Team India needed fire, he became a furnace. The electrifying cover drives and unforgettable face-offs. Just check out the test match performances of one of India's greatest. It's Virat Kohli. The Adelaide Oval was buzzing as India stepped into unfamiliar territory. A young Virat Kohli was named stand-in captain, leading India in the first game of the Border Gavaskar Trophy after captain MS Dhoni was ruled out with injury. It wasn't just a challenge of skill, it was a test of temperament against a dominant Australian side. On their home soil, Australia battled first and made their intentions clear from the start, piling on a massive 517 runs for 7 wickets declared. India needed a strong response, and Kohli stepped up to deliver just that. Coming in at 111 for 2, he survived a nasty blow on the helmet, first ball from aggressive pacer Mitchell Johnson. Perhaps that was the wake-up that was needed, as he looked completely in control from that moment. His set batting partner was the solid and crafty Cheteshwar Pujara, and the pair made a good partnership. Kohli gave a fitting reply to Johnson's earlier aggression with a glorious cover drive for his first boundary. From then on, the runs flowed as Pujara completed his half-century as the run rate increased to 4 runs per over.
And does he pierce it? He does. He gets it through the gap just forward a point, and that's Kohli's first 50 of the summer.
Kohli was looking solid on his way to a half-century from 86 balls. Even up against a daunting total, they were fighting back, with all top-order batsmen contributing. Kohli anchored while new batter Rahane was allowed to score freely. Kohli was selective and scored off the bad balls. Nothing was going to get through his defenses today.
Oh, it's over-pitched. That's a big gap, and that is beautiful timing.
His century was a beautiful strike off a full ball from pacer Mitchell Marsh. He made 115 runs before hauling out to a bouncer from Johnson. The 184-ball knock was critical to India's fight back and helped them to 444 runs. Australia were equally dominant in their second innings and declared on 290 runs for 5 wickets off just 69 overs. Those were the new standards for the modern Test game. Top teams played for the win, and India was set a tough target of 364 runs on the final day. Most teams would try and grind out a draw and take the conservative approach. But Kohli wasn't wired that way. He saw an opportunity to win, not just survive. Batting at number 4, he took the attack to Mitchell Johnson, swept Nathan Lyon with confidence, and threaded the field with precision. This time, Kohli was in attack mode, and he had good support from partner Murali Vijay. Kohli raced to a half-century off just 69 balls. The Indian total clocked past 200 at the end of the 60th over, and there was hope for victory. The pair had hammered 9 boundaries and a 6 apiece to take them both into the 80s. The equation was 158 runs off just 30 overs in what would be one of the greatest run chases in recent times. Initially, things got better as Vijay advanced to 99, and then with a single off Harris, Virat Kohli completed his century. It was a pivotal moment in the match. However, a curse struck. Vijay was trapped LBW on 99, Rahane went for a duck, and a collapse began. Suddenly, the Aussie spinner Nathan Lyon was having his game-changing moments of the match. He clean bowled Saha, and then the prized scalp of India's champion was next. With India needing 60 more runs, India's miracle might have still happened, but Kohli mistimed a shot at deep mid-wicket, and he was caught to end a superb knock. It took just 5 overs for India to collapse to defeat, as Nathan Lyon recorded his best match figures against India. But in defeat was the birth of a bold new leader, aggressive and fearless. Those twin centuries were probably his best knocks in foreign conditions. Adelaide 2014 wasn't a win on paper, but it was the beginning of a new era for Indian cricket. India's much-anticipated 5-test tour of England, but for Virat Kohli, this wasn't just another overseas challenge. It was personal, a battle to rewrite the scars of 2014. Back then, James Anderson had picked him apart in seeming conditions. Now Kohli was back, more focused, more prepared, and more determined. England batted first and posted 287 on the board. Joe Root top-scored with a composed 80 before being brilliantly run out by Kohli himself. India did well to restrict England to an under 300-run score, but India slipped to 59 runs for 3 wickets.
Out, is it? Yes!
England's star bowler Anderson had already started hitting his good length, while Sam Curran was dismissing players at the other end. Kohli batted with caution, leaving smartly, defending late, and showing no signs of panic. India were wobbling, but someone needed to remain composed and provide resistance. There were glimpses of a batting breakthrough, like the 22nd over when Kohli hit two excellent boundaries off Ben Stokes. Rahane and Karthik were challenged by the top all-rounder and then dismissed quite cheaply. Kohli survived a dropped slip catch with a score on 100 runs and later advanced to a half-century off 101 balls. He found gaps with surgical accuracy and punished anything loose. A late cut-off Stokes for 4 brought up his first-ever century in England. It was a lovely shot gliding past point and a fitting way to bring up the milestone. He managed to get support from the tail-ender, Umesh Yadav, for another 10 overs and took an attacking initiative. Expansive shot-making, including a huge 6 off Rashid, enabled him to finish just one shy of 150. England were dismissed for a low score, setting India 194 runs to win. Kohli added a composed 51 runs in the chase, but the Indian batting yet again collapsed and the target proved out of reach. India were bowled out for 162, falling short by 31 runs. Beyond the result, it was Kohli's 149 that stole the headlines. His first century in England was a long time coming. It was an innings born from grit and sheer willpower, and will be one of his most memorable knocks. India were defeated in the first game at Cape Town after a dramatic batting collapse. The conditions were hostile and India was under pressure to pressure. The pitch had a variable bounce and batting was anything but easy. Facing a fired-up South African attack, India needed their captain to deliver. South Africa batted first and posted a reasonable total of 335 runs. A Kohli partnership with Murali Vijay gave them a platform. Kohli stood firm at one end, soaking up the pressure ball by ball and punishing the quick bowlers when he could. His half-century was a dominant innings of just 68 balls, and he had 7 fours to his name. He played the pace trio of Rabada, Morkel, and Philander with great discipline, but wickets were falling regularly at the other end as India skipped to 164 runs for 5 wickets. Hardik Pandya and Ravichandran Ashwin helped bolster the total. Fours were not easy to come by, so Kohli chose to build his big innings by running well between the wickets. He entered the 80s and then exploded into the 90s after thrashing boundaries of Lungi and Giri. He reached his 100 with a quick single on the front foot and then gladly accepted a second from an overthrow. There were no loud celebrations, just a raised bat and steely eyes. He had to keep going because no other batter was matching his levels. India's total had to get close to South Africa's. Kohli decided he would carry the team to their fitting reply of 307 runs. He continued to work through running hard between the wickets and giving his opposite number a chance to hit the boundaries. Like great players do, he brought up his 150 with a brilliant 4 off the bowling of Morkel. A brilliant innings which deserved to be on the winning side. Kohli made batting look elegant, and despite the team's defeat, he showed why class is not about conditions, but about talent, adaptability, and mastery. Kohli's 153 runs stood tall as a lesson in fighting alone, but never down. With 123 test matches and more than 9,000 runs averaging at 46.85, we have witnessed one of the great Indian test batsmen. He led from the front and never backed down from a fight. Virat Kohli's India became a formidable force away from home. An era ends, but the legacy of King Kohli as one of the greatest batsmen will live on forever. What do you think? Which is your favorite Kohli innings? Part 2 of this great Virat Kohli compilation will follow part 1 soon. If you like this video, you're going to love the next one. Just check out this next Cricket Crafter compilation.